Hello guys, LifeHackster here, and today we are going to check and test out the Reolink Elite Pro Floodlight. Take note that this is powered by PoE or Power over Ethernet. So this might look the same as the Reolink Elite Floodlight, which I tested out a while back, and I will link that video down below if you haven't seen it yet. But these two are very different on how they are going to be wired. Now, normally floodlight cameras are designed to be as a replacement to traditional floodlights or light fixtures on the outside of your home, which they are installed on a junction box to follow electrical codes because they're powered by your household AC wiring. So for the camera part of it, it can only use Wi-Fi to send and receive data. So this Reolink Elite Pro Floodlight will not replace your regular floodlights or light fixtures in your house. It does come with a hardware to install it in a junction box, but it is not really needed, which I'll show you on the installation later on. Also, this video is sponsored by Reolink. They sent this Elite Pro Floodlight to me to check and test out and to make this video, so thank you. Alright, as to the specs and as to the camera, just like the Elite Floodlight and Elite series of cameras, this is dual lens, but this PoE or Pro version records in the higher quality 7680 by 2160 pixel resolution, which is 16 megapixels at 20 fps. The footage from the two lenses are stitched in on the camera itself, giving you a 180-degree horizontal field of view and 55-degree vertical. If you're familiar with the Duo 3, they have the same specs. As to the floodlights, this Elite Pro Floodlight can output 2800 lumens of brightness and is color adjustable from 3000 Kelvin warm yellow to 6500 Kelvin white light. Now a note, because this is powered by an Ethernet cable, the max brightness is 2800 lumens compared to 3000 lumens of the regular Elite Floodlight, which is AC powered. It is still pretty bright though and lights up my whole backyard. And you can schedule the lights just to turn on when it detects smart events at night, or set it in a schedule, or even set it in auto mode where the floodlight will just turn on, but the brightness will depend on the ambient lighting. And when it detects smart events, it will turn on full brightness, or to whatever brightness level you set. And when the lights are off, or if you disable it in the app, the camera switches to black and white infrared night vision. This is a Reolink, so no monthly subscription. It records motion and smart events or even continuously 24/7 to a microSD card inserted on the camera itself, up to a 512GB card, and or can record to Reolink's Home Hub or NVR. Just like any Reolink camera, it has smart detection, person, vehicles, and animals, and also has perimeter protection like line crossing, zone intrusion, and loitering alerts. But this one also have the smart event detection, which is in beta, and you will get alerts when someone places or removes an object in the area that you defined in the app. This also has the motion track feature that other 16 megapixel cameras from Reolink have, and also have the AI search, which the Elite Wi-Fi Floodlight also have. This is weatherproof with an IP66 rating and compatible with Google and Amazon devices. Inside the box, you will get some paperwork and the Elite Pro Floodlight itself. The camera has a metal housing, while the base and the floodlights are plastic. We have two lenses, infrared LEDs, we have the mic. On the bottom here, we have a screwed-in cover that covers the reset and microSD card slot. And we have the speaker. Ball head mount for the camera, and on the back, we have the mounting plate here, and this is metal. And as for connection, we only have an Ethernet port, no option to plug it into 12 volts power. So this needs to be powered by a PoE injector or switch or plug into the back of Reolink's NVR. And we have a little lanyard here to hook it up to the mounting plate when installing. What else you will get? We have the waterproof lid and a wrench here to tighten the camera mount. We have the mounting screws and machine screw selection here for the junction box install. We have the junction box bracket and a short Ethernet cable. Time to install this, but first let's insert a microSD card. And this is designed that it can be installed in a junction box like how most floodlight cams are installed. And I'm showing you the install of the AC wired Wi-Fi version of this. And this Pro PoE version should be the same thing, except for the wiring. But because this just needs an Ethernet cable, and if you are able to drill at least 3/4 of an inch hole to clear the Ethernet port, you don't need to have a junction box. But if you're drilling through concrete or stucco, then you'll need a junction box. You can just screw in the mounting plate like so, hang the floodlight here temporarily using the lanyard to free both hands so that we can connect the Ethernet cable. Then I'll just push the extra cable inside the wall and push in the floodlight to the mounting plate. and screw it in using the 2 included machine screws. And it also comes with rubber or silicone screw covers to cover the screw holes. Adjust the floodlights. And as to the camera, move it to the position that you want, and using the included wrench, tighten the collar of the ball joint to secure it in place. By the way, you can also install this Elite Pro floodlight in a ceiling or under the eaves, with or without a junction box. As to the other end of the Ethernet cable, plug it into the back of Reolink's NVR or to a PoE injector or switch that is also connected to your network. To set up, open up the Reolink app, and if your phone is connected to the same network as the camera and you set in the settings to automatically add devices, just go to your camera's list and scroll down, and you will see an uninitialized device. Click on it, assign a device password, name your camera, format the SD card, and it should be set up. Click on the snapshot to test it out. Now let's check these settings in the app. When you open it up, you will see the snapshot from the camera. Click on it to get to live view, which loads up pretty quick. In here, you can pause the live view, listen in, take a snapshot, or record the live view, and you can change the live view's quality, clear, balanced, or fluent. You can switch it to landscape mode. You can start two-way talk, which is full duplex. Playback is for the events, and you can sort out which events you want to see. We have perimeter alerts here, and also the new object forgotten and removal events if you have set it. This is where you can view or download the recorded footage to your phone. By the way, make sure it is in clear or highest resolution mode before downloading. On top here, we can manually trigger the siren. Turn on the floodlights, which will change it to color mode. Gear icon for the settings, and I'll show you in display, stream, clear, that it is recording in 7680 by 2160 pixel resolution at 20 FPS, which is the highest and the default frame rate. You can change the bit rate. I also changed the frame rate and bit rate to constant. Also in advanced here, you can tweak the stitching between the two lenses to minimize overlap. In sounds, just to show you that this has noise reduction. And as to the floodlights, we have different modes and can be a bit confusing. We have close, or the floodlights is off, but will turn on when motion is detected. And there is a different setting for this, and I'll show you later. Auto mode is for the floodlights to turn on but adapts to ambient lighting, so it is really not going to be full brightness. And we have the regular always on at night with whatever brightness setting you set. And also you can change the color temperature, or you can set it to timer mode if you want it on or off in specific time frames. There's a lot of options. But there's still another setting for the lights when motion is detected, and that is on the light alerts. This setting, by the way, supersedes the one on the other light setting. So the lights will only turn on during smart events, and you can set how bright it will be. And you can even set it to flash, but I'll just keep mine to just on. And you can set how long it will be on unless the smart motion persists. So for example, I have set the floodlights to auto mode, so it adapts its brightness, which is not that bright. But when a person is detected, then the light will turn on to the brightness that I set, which is full brightness. So you have different options on how to use the lights. Detection alarm, we have the usual non-detection zones and sensitivity settings. And we can also set perimeter protection. But now we also have smart event detection. I already added an area here. If you turn this to landscape mode, you'll be able to see better. And you can set some parameters like delay and sensitivity. And I also did the same thing on the object removal. So when I moved the plastic kiddie pool, I got the notification of it being removed. By the way, these are not affected by your non-detection zones, so you really can dial in your detection settings. Camera recordings, motion recording, or you can set it to record or schedule to record continuously 24/7. And in notifications, you can set which smart events you want to be notified about. All of these, by the way, are still recorded and tagged. I just don't get notified until I select it here. Lastly, because this has the motion track feature, you need to set up email alerts to be able to take advantage of it. You can turn it on or off from here. And on the schedule, you can specify which events you want emailed to you. So you're going to get an email with a snapshot of the motion event with timestamps. Now time to do some testing. So this is the video and audio quality of the Reolink's Elite Pro Floodlight, and this is the PoE version. And video clarity test at 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30, So this is the video quality of the Reolink Elite Pro Floodlight at night, and this is the PoE version. And with the floodlights turned on, max brightness, and this is what it looks like at 10 feet, 50, 20, 25, 30. So this is the video quality of the Reolink Elite Pro Floodlight at night, and this with the floodlights turned on, and it actually has night infrared LEDs, and this is what it looks like at 10 feet, 50, 20, 25, 30. We are going to test the notification speed of the Reolink Elite Pro Floodlight, and I'm on my 5G cellular connection, and it is 12:57. So let's check it out. Should see me here now. There you go. I got a notification, and a new thing for Reolink is that you can snooze the alerts if you want to, but there's no rich notification. And when you click on it, it should open up the live view, which loads up decently quick. All right, so it is 12:58, and we'll see if there's a cool off. You can set this as often as every 20 seconds, and that's what I've set it, so I should be getting a notification again, just like that. All right, so we are going to test the detection distance of the Reolink Elite Pro Floodlight. I've set the sensitivity to the highest and person detection only. So let's check it out, and this is at 50 feet. And just like that, it's able to detect me at 50 feet.
This is the audio quality coming out from the Reolink Elite Pro Floodlight. This is the audio quality coming out from the Reolink Elite PoE Floodlight.
So what do you think? Video quality is a Reolink, and this has two 4K lenses stitched in to get 16 megapixels of footage, so it is pretty good. I know the vertical field of view is a bit limited, but it is fine in my backyard. And just with one of these, it can monitor my whole backyard. As to performance, this camera performs like any other Reolink wired camera, which is pretty responsive. No issues. Now, this PoE version is not going to replace any of your existing floodlights or light fixtures at your home. You need to plan the wiring of your Ethernet cables on this, or it can replace one of your existing wired PoE cameras. This is actually a good option if you need lighting in an area that doesn't have any light fixtures or wiring for AC power. Ethernet or low voltage wiring is easier to run than AC wiring, which AC wiring mostly likely needs an electrician. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.